big part of being a goalkeeper is how well you are able to recover after a game and be ready to play the next one. So this is my full post-game recovery routine to help you guys out. Alright team, welcome back to another video. Right, so we all know a big part of being a goalkeeper and playing football is how well you are able to recover after a game and be ready to play the next one. I get a lot of messages from you guys asking about the best way to recover after games, so I thought I'd make a video telling you just that. So this is my full post-game recovery routine to help you guys out. If you enjoy the video, please hit that like button, it helps us out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's jump straight in. Now I like to do my recovery routine at the gym. A lot of these exercises you'll be able to do at home, no problem, but I like to do mine at the gym, and I start with a static bike ride. 10 minutes, nice and easy on the bike, promoting that blood flow throughout the body. I then continue with a full body stretching routine, a mix of dynamic and static stretches to continue that blood flow to help get rid of the lactic acid buildup in the body after a game, which is why you feel stiff or sore, so the stretching is a great way to deal with that. If you need help with stretching, we have a full follow along video which you can use for that full body stretching and mobility routine. We then move on to foam rolling. I'm using a pulse roll which uses vibrations as well, but you can use a normal foam roller. It's a great way of getting stuck into those areas where you feel a bit more sore, a bit more tight, getting the blood flow to those specific areas and help to reduce that stiffness. So use that foam roller to reduce that buildup. We're now moving on to a different part of the routine. I like to put in a bit of core work and adductor work, a little bit of prehab. So here we have the Copenhagen exercises, a great way of building up strength in the adductors. We've got double leg lowers as well, building up that core strength. I find the recovery day is a great way to make sure you're keeping on top of that core work. Single leg lowers as well, again working on the adductor and the lower core strength. Great way to build that up throughout both legs. We then have the split squat as well, no weights, nice and easy, just working on that strength and prehab within the adductor and the hip flexor region, which as goalkeepers we use a lot with our kicking. Next up, Swiss ball rollouts, still working that core, keeping it nice and tight, stretching all the way out, coming all the way back in. Nothing too strenuous, but continuing to build on that core strength. Then we've got dead bugs, using a band as well. Again, still working that core, just different areas of the core. Not just doing sit-ups or planks, for example, but different exercises where we can really target the core and keep it strong throughout the season. Moving on to the plank with the leg raises, again, banded, still working that core, keeping it nice and strong. And adding a little bit of variation as well with the Spider-Man knee lifts. Again, banded, still working that core, but targeting different areas to keep it nice and strong. Next up, banded knee drives. Again, this time focusing more on the hip flexors. As I said, a key area for us with our kicking, making sure that we're keeping the mobility, keeping the strength throughout the season. And finally, just to add in one more exercise if you would like it, we've got that cable rotation, both sides, lightweight as you can see, just to keep the core strong. Moving on to a little bit of ankle prehab. Here we've got almost compass taps, so imagine that you're touching north, south, east and west on the Bosu ball with a little bit of a single leg squat, keeping that ankle mobility and keeping that ankle strength, which is so important when you're playing on different surfaces, especially if you're playing on artificial grass. Here we're using the resistance band just to keep that ankle mobility and strength, again with a different exercise, pulling the foot away, a little bit of resistance. You can do that both sides with both feet. Moving on to a little bit of shoulder prehab, keeping the shoulders nice and strong. These are areas of the body that I like to target on recovery days, just to keep that light work in to keep them strong. So we've got a split squat on a Bosu ball, using a very light weight for a shoulder press, but adding in that little bit of stability using the Bosu ball. Next up, a plank on the Swiss ball with a little bit of rotation. Again, putting a little bit of work through the shoulder joint, moving it around, keeping it strong. These are weaker areas that you need to keep on top of throughout the season. You then got a little bit of banded separation work with the light band, and again, banded raises. This is a great way of working on the AC joint, on the rotator cuff, keeping that vulnerable area for us goalkeepers nice and strong. If you're having to make one-handed saves, for example, you need that shoulder joint to be in prime condition throughout that full season. Finally, we've got weighted almost W rotations, bringing the weight down and then pressing through. A very, very light weight. This is only 2.5 kilos, but it's more than enough for the movement that we're targeting. To finish off the session, I'm just adding in a little bit of upper body work. This is optional, of course, as all the exercises are. But this is a barbell row, targeting the back and the scapula, keeping the core nice and strong, pinching at the back and pulling through. And then we've got an incline dumbbell press as well. Working on that upper body strength. These are exercises you might include in your gym routines, your strength exercises throughout the week, but I like to keep some of them in on my recovery day if I need to, based on how my training's gone throughout the week. And then finally, we have a bit of weighted pull-ups. 10 kilo weight here, depends on your capability of pull-ups of course, but a good way of improving that upper body strength, a great exercise for it. So I do 4 reps with the weight and then drop the weight and just do 3 reps unweighted. But that's it for the full recovery video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, speak to you in a bit.